Okay, on this roll, we're going to use the CRAPS simulator labeled strip rules, which basically emulates the way you would play if you were actually on the Vegas Strip. So in other words, there is no option to buy the 5 or 9 like you could with bubble craps. You can only buy the 4 and the 10. I'm going to try the strategy that I've been really trying to perfect, and that is to establish a point and then place bets very aggressively on the numbers with the hopes of hitting 2 numbers, and then coming down on my bets and using the winnings of my first 2 wins to play the rest of the roll and see if I can run that up. So to start off with, I'm going to try and establish a point.
Dice are out. We're coming out. 10. All right, mark the 10.
Okay, we have a 10. So what I'm going to do, I have a $1,500 bankroll. I am going to highlight the $25 chip, and I'm going to click on the icon labeled bet across 2 times. That is $320. I'm also going to put $10 in the field to cover my 2, my 3, the 11, and the 12. So I have every point covered, but I'm heavy on the 4 and the 9 and the 10, where if those numbers come out, not only do I win in the field, I also win in my place bet. So a little more aggressive, trying to hit 2 numbers and then play with those winnings. Obviously, the point 7 out will not be welcomed. We have the point, so now we have to avoid the 7. So let's go ahead and try.
Dice are out. Hands high. 5. No field 5.
Okay. The first roll is a 5. That $5, $50 will pay 60, and then subtract the $10 field bet, gives me a $50 net win. So I have to replace my field bet. Oh, did I put 20 in the last time? I guess I did. Yeah, that 50 pays 70. Minus 20 is $50. Okay,
Dice
so
are out. Hands high. 4. Card 4.
And there's the 4. The 4 is a double win. I win on the place bet of the 4, actually the buy bet of the 4, and I also win in the field bet of the 4. So now if you look, I have $168. I will take my bets down, and I have $168 to play. I will play another strategy that I like, and that is we'll still play 50 on the 5, 6, and 8. And let's put 20 in the field. So now I'm not doubling up my bets on the 4, the 9, and the 10, but I'm also not putting out as much investment. I'm only putting $190 out. Okay, so I had 168 to play with. I had to add $22 out of my rack, but every number that hits, other than the 7, will bring me in some winnings.
Dice are out. Hands high. Winner 10 easy. Take the don'ts. Pay the line.
And there's $20. $20 on the 10. The puck comes off. So let's go ahead and establish a point.
Dice are out. We're coming out. 7. Winner, pay the line.
Okay, we want 7s on our come out roll because our bets are off. So a 7 does not hurt us.
Dice are out. We're coming out. 10. Hard. Mark the 10.
Okay, the point's going to be a 10. Let's put our $20 back in the field. And let's try to roll a few numbers here. My intent here is to collect and press. So my first roll, I will collect the winnings. With the next roll that I win, I will press up and try to run these numbers up. But right now I have enough out that I should make a little bit of money on every roll that's not a 7.
Dice are out, hand side. 6 easy, 6.
And there's the 6. So the 6, $60 on the 6 pays 70 minus my $20 in the field is a net of 50. I'm going to collect that. The next hit I will press.
Dice are out, hand side. 9, center field.
Okay, I win 20 in the field. So I think with that 20, I will press the 6 and 8 up 2 units, 12 each. And we'll roll.
Dice are out, hand side. 8, easy 8.
There's the 8. $72 place bet on the 8 pays 84 minus the 20 in the field is 64. We will collect. Let's go ahead and put 20 back in the field.
Dice are out, hand side. 8, easy 8.
And there's the 8 again. Now, I will take that 64 and let's go ahead and start getting the 5 and the 9. So let's, out of the 64, let's go ahead and put 50 on the 9 and rack the rest, rack the 14.
Dice are out, hand side. 5, no field 5.
Okay, $50 on the 5 pays 70. I forgot to put my 20 in the field, so I collected all 70 instead of the 50. So that turned out well. So we'll collect that. Let's go ahead and get 20 back in the field.
Dice are out, hand side. 5, no field 5.
This time the 5 hits. I collect 70, but I have to take the 20 from the field away, and I net $50. But that's another win that I should press because I collected the 70 before. So let's go with taking our 6 and our 8 up to 90. That'll take up 36 of our winnings and 20 in the field. Okay.
Dice are out, hand side. 8, easy 8.
Perfect. 90 pays 105 minus our 20 is a net of 85. We'll collect that. Put 20 back in the field.
Dice are out, hand side. 7 out, line away.
And there's our 7 out. We had $300 in play, so we lose 300. But shooter 1 netted us $271. So obviously, avoiding the 7 and running it up, pressing and collecting, seems like a strategy that I'd like to continue working on. How I press and how much I press and which numbers I press is where I really need to focus more attention on. For example, should I have pressed the 4 and the 10 and then left the field bet alone? In other words, don't put any money on the field. Because every time I would hit a 5, 6, or 8, I would win, but I'd have to deduct the $20 from the field. So let's go ahead with shooter 2 and try this again. Again, it all stems from getting those first 2 hits and not hitting the 0.7. So let's try to establish a point for shooter number 2.
Dice are out, we're coming out. 7, winner, pay the line.
That's perfect. Roll the 7 when the puck is off.
Dice are out, we're coming out. 9, 9's the point.
Okay, our point is a 9. We'll mark the 9. Let's highlight the $25 chip. Let's go across 2 times. So now I have $320 as my initial bet. This is the scary part of the strategy. I need to avoid the 7.
Dice are out, hand side. 8, easy 8.
There's an 8. $60 pays $70. I have no money in the field. Let's go ahead and try again. I'll leave the field alone. We'll try it this way and see if we can get 2 numbers.
Dice are out, hand side. 4, 3, 1, 4.
Okay, perfect. There's a 4. So that pays $98. I have $168 in profit from the shooter. I will pull my bets down. And with the 168, I'm going to bet inside. I think I will pull this down. $50 on the 5, $60 on the 6 and 8. That's $170. I've got $168, so I'm risking $2 out of my rack. And I'm going to go ahead and risk a little more. I want to put at least 1 bet in the field to cover the 4, the 9, the 10, the 2, the 3, the 11, and the 12. So I have every number covered.
Dice are out, hand side. Winner 9, pay the line.
Okay, there's a winner. That's why I put a small bet in the field to cover the numbers that I do not have covered in my place bets. So that 9 paid $15 and the puck went off. When the puck is off, we do not want money in the field because we want to roll a 7 right now and we don't want to lose money in the field. So let's go ahead and see if we
Dice are out, we're coming out.
Let's see if we can't roll a 7.
6 easy, mark the 6.
Okay, the 6 came out. The puck's going to move to the 6. Our place bets are back on. Let's put 15 in the field. Let's see if we can't hit a number.
Dice are out, hand side. 8, easy 8.
Okay, there's an 8. I'm going to collect that. I collected the 15, so I really should be pressing, but it was only a $15 win. So I'm going to collect the 55. Let's see if we can't. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and put 50 on the 9. We'll leave the field bet alone. Let's see if we can't hit an inside number.
Dice are out, hand side. 4, 3, 1, 4.
Okay, there's a 4. I did not have any bet in the field, so I do not win anything on the 4. This is where your own personal feeling and strategy comes into play. If you want to risk a little bit of money out of your rack and cover the field for $15, whoops, for $15 I say let's risk 15.
Dice are out, hand side. 7 out, line away.
And 7 out takes all $235 of our bets that we had on, takes them right away. So that shooter gave us $3. So the collect and press is the strategy I want to use. I think that makes more sense to me. I'm a little bit more on the conservative side. I want to make sure that I'm putting a little bit into my rack. But I did get a little more aggressive and I took money out of my rack to cover the field bets and the 9. I put $50 on the 9 and then the 7 came out and that kind of took it away. So let's go ahead and try another shooter. Shooter number 3. Let's try to establish a point.
Dice are out, we're coming out. 7, winner, pay the line.
Okay, that's good. There's a 7. With no bets from us, so that doesn't hurt us. Let's go ahead and roll again.
Dice are out. We're coming out. 8 hard. Mark D8.
Okay, the point's an 8. The puck will move to the 8. And this is the stressful part. That across 2 times, $320.
Dice are out. Hands high. 5. No field 5.
Okay, we roll a 5. $50 pays 70. I had no money in the field. I'm going to leave the field alone. I want to get my first 2 rolls without having to deduct the field.
Dice are out. Hands high. 6 hard 6.
Just like that. So now I have 140. Let's try a little bit more conservative here. Let's take these down and let's try $5 across 2 times. That's $128. I have 140. So if I go ahead and put 15 in the field, my bets are 143. I am now risking $3 out of my rack to cover every number. So let's try to hit a number and collect, and then we'll press.
Dice are out. Hands high. 12. Double the field.
Double the field. There we go. That pays 30. So I'm going to collect that. So now I'm positive for the shooter. My next hit, I will press.
Dice are out. Hands high. 3. Single the field.
$15 is not much to work with, but we'll take that $15 and let's go ahead and let's press the 6 and 8 1 unit. $12. So we rack 3.
Dice are out. Hands high. Winner 8 easy. Pay the line.
Okay, there's a winner. The puck goes off. Our $30 minus our field bet gave us a the 30 pays 30. The 30 pays 35 minus the 15 takes us to 20. So we have a $20 win. We'll collect it. The puck is off. No bet in the field on the come out roll. Let's go ahead and try to establish a point.
Dice are out. We're coming out. 8 hard. Mark D8.
Okay. Puck moves to the 8. So if you look at the top, I have $140 in bets. And so far I've collected 205 from this shooter. So I'm $65 in the profit. I can afford to put a field bet in for 15. So if we roll a 7 now, I'd still be up $50. Let's go ahead and roll.
Dice are out. Hands high. 7 out.
Of course, the 7 comes out. But like I said, if we go look at that shooter, we have a $50 profit for that shooter. I mean, you're not gonna get $300, $400, $500 on each shooter. And one of these shooters will probably hit a 7 early and we'll lose a little bit. But so far it looks like I'm up $324 and we're at 32 rolls. So I think I'll end the video here and we will continue to try to perfect this strategy.